What's happening, guys? Welcome back to Born Offside. It feels like it's been a while, Kat. You guys have done a few episodes without me.
We have. We had Anton Ferdinand. We spoke to Adam Dewey as well.
Yeah.
Prior to that, Tiger's disastrous performance this weekend. So I'm glad we spoke to him before that because he might not have wanted to come on had it been after. But we haven't sat with you in a hot minute, Claude.
No, it has been a while. I've been away. Now,
what have you been doing?
I've been in Singapore, mucking around with some esports.
Yeah.
Olympic esports.
Chess
was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. You much of a chess fan, Joey?
I'm a chess observer.
Yeah, you're a chess observer.
I
I'm the
like
same.
that.
And I think I'm even more of an observer after this because they are crazy talented. But yeah, esports week, which was really cool. I've already half introduced him, but I'm actually very excited to introduce our guest today because yes, we guys have spoken to a former Premier League footballer, NRL athlete, but now we have not just a DJ, I would say a creator of all elements who's still very involved in football. Young Franco joins us on the couch today, but we're going to call you Joey today. What do you want me to call you?
Joey's perfect.
Joey's
thanks for having me,
today.
guys. Thank you.
No, thanks for being here, man. And I think a lot of people would know your name, especially A-League fans. But for those fans who maybe don't follow as much the Australian football scene and don't know why we would have Young Franco on a Born Offside football podcast, why would we?
Oh, well, because you guys asked me and you're nice. No, well, I'm very lucky to, I guess, have grown up with football my whole life. Yeah. And I follow you guys and I'm a big fan of your work and have had a couple of interesting, like my music has connected with football fans all across the world. I in 2 FIFAs and was really
so
lucky.
cool.
Yeah.
Dream, right?
Absolute dream. And was lucky to do a bit of stuff with the A-League last year. And so have always had a family of footballers and, just have continued playing and here we are.
So cool.
You still find time to play as well?
Yeah, I'm playing at East FC in the Eastern Suburbs League.
Awesome.
So it's good. Unfortunately it's like 6 weeks of like who's in this weekend. It's like 6 weeks of like me just not replying. Sorry boys, I'm out. But I mean, it's nice.
It's a good reason to not have to play as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is work at the end of the day. Like I am leaving to do something. So, but yeah, very lucky it's a really good bunch of boys and lucky to still be playing and
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you grew up playing FIFA?
Yes, grew up playing FIFA.
And how does your song end up on FIFA? Is that something like, do you submit it or do they come to you and they're like, we love this song? How does it work?
Every angle. So for me, my publisher is BMG, so they're well company, and I actually don't know exactly how. I think that it came through my publisher and they were like, hey, FIFA want to use your song. It's kind of simple like that. Sometimes you just get an email in your inbox and it's like you kind of Google who it is or what the ad agency is or who it's connected to, and it's an Apple person or someone at Starbucks or FIFA, and you just, so it's just one of those lucky wins, I think, and very, very lucky to have it.
Tell me, have you played FIFA and your song has come on?
Yes.
And how does
Which
that
is
feel?
spooky.
Yeah.
For sure. I remember a moment, it was in lockdown. I was like, those like bucket list goals as an artist or as what, in media and stuff, you're like, oh, I'd love to get my song on FIFA. Yeah. And then very luckily the next year they hit me up and I was getting smashed by some kid, like John 2012. And I'm like, that kid's 10?
Yeah, as we all do.
So yeah, very, very lucky.
But hearing your
so
song
cool.
comes on makes it a little bit better. You're down 4-0, but at halftime, song. It's like, who really won?
Yeah, who really won here?
Exactly. That's sick. And what about the A-League rebrand? That was massive.
Yeah.
The A-League obviously went through a lot of change. It still is.
Yeah.
Split from Fox. There was new broadcaster, new fresh feel, everything. Everyone was excited about it. And I feel like your song that you dropped was kind of at the climax of it, right? Because everyone was waiting for like, what is this new brand? What is this new young league? And then that song dropped and it kind of made everyone feel really positive about where we were going. Were you working on that for quite some time?
Yes, similar thing. I think it was like a bit in lockdown, and there's a media agency called Bring who work with Universal, who I'm signed to on my record side. Yep. And they were like, I think they got pitched to work with A-League, with Paramount, obviously. Yeah. And they were like, hey, we want to do, the rebrand, and we want to get people who are involved in football in the local community. And, I was on the list. I was, I've been in the music scene in Australia for a while now and had a couple of songs on Triple J and all that stuff. So I'm in those conversations, which is really nice. And they were like, good fit. And then the 2 other artists, TK, she's from Adelaide, now lives in LA. She's played football. She's a big tennis player too. Cool. And Nerve is actually like very, very good footballer too. I don't know if he still plays,
so
but
cool.
like,
It's
he's
so
from
cool to know.
Yeah, he's from Brisbane too. So just kind of all coming together, and it's cool because they asked me to write the song for it, and immediately I'm thinking like Timberland, like Missy Elliott. I'm thinking like Black Eyed Peas, like OG Black Eyed Peas, and like or like all those old Nike ads that I used to listen to, like that Elvis Nike ad, like all those ones where you're like, oh, I know exactly what to do with this. It's sort of like my music is already sounds
like on
like
brand
a
for
FIFA-y kind of A-League song. So it was like, was
Isn't
easy.
that cool? It's you could visualize exactly what it was going to sound like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So other things that doesn't come as quickly, but that came pretty quickly.
Because it's a big task when you think about it, right? Because like the A-League had split, they had to make this whole new identity and graphics and all the rest. But you were tasked with making, I guess, the song of the A-League that we would see every ad break. You remember it, you know it. It's been imprinted into your brain by now. That one part.
The power of music is often, it's like the soundtrack thing with films and stuff. You don't realize how powerful they are until you remove it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or when you hear it and you immediately know what you associate it with.
Or you hear a bad one.
Or you hear a bad one.
And you're like, oh, that shouldn't be the this for that. That's not,
Yeah, or like every World Cup, you get that little jingle, that little 10-second jingle that you hear for the entire month. We're about to get it for the Women's World Cup.
Yeah, well, when we all worked on the most recent Men's World Cup, there was that one
like guitar,
that one sting that was used as the intro to everything. And when you go 6 months without hearing it and then you hear it again, immediately the brain's like, takes me right back to that moment.
Well, we got the Women's World Cup. We got that it's almost like a Wolf of Wall Street kind of thing going on.
Yeah, it is giving Wolf of Wall.
Is that the Women's World Cup? That's the official jingle? That's like
it's called the Unity Beat.
Right, the Unity Beat.
Yeah.
Have you seen much of that?
Morad and Benny did another track for the for it too. Yeah, and that's a really cool one too. I think it's different to the one you guys are saying.
Yeah, but, brilliant. All right.
Yeah, similar thing. I think they got hit up and they were like, wrote a song for it. And
love that.
Morat's Aussie from Brizzy.
Yeah.
And Benny's New Zealand. So that
nice, the fusion. Yeah. Love that.
Well, we're right there. It's about to kick off very, very soon. The squad was announced.
Yeah, just
as well. Literally
5
just
minutes ago.
As we're recording this, the squad was announced. Any surprises for you, Kat?
I think, we were talking about it off air before, but Chloe Lagazzo not making the lineup. Not a huge surprise because she obviously didn't really play for Western United at all this season, spent a bit of time overseas and then was injured. So not a surprise, probably disappointing for her.
Yeah.
Happy to see the likes of Katrina Gorry making the list. We were also talking her up a lot. She's just unbelievable. And you, Joey, have a connection to Katrina Gorry.
Yes. So my sister played for my mum and dad used to be part of Mount Gravatt. The soccer club in Brisbane.
Yeah.
So amazing player.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Are you excited for this World Cup? Where are you going to be? Because I know you're always here, there, everywhere. You got plans to be in San Fran a bit later in the year, but you're going to be here for the World Cup?
Yep. So I've got Splendid in the Grass, which is the end of July, and then stay up for a week up in Brizzy, go to Australia, Nigeria.
Awesome.
And then I'm sort of like kind of trying to rally the troops here. I'm like, take me to any game. You know what I mean? I will really go to any game with the atmosphere and like, obviously, like hopefully, like I think there's a couple in Moore Park and
there is
out in I don't know what they're calling it.
Yeah, Stadium Australia.
Stadium Australia.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to. I mean, it's just the most amazing, unique opportunity. Like you never know when we'll get this opportunity again.
Exactly right. So make the most of it. Yeah. And actually, for everyone listening today, because this is dropping Tuesday morning, 6 a.m. So today is probably the last chance to grab tickets. Right, this is a July 4th release. I think it's just past midday if you're in Sydney, Melbourne, but just keep an eye out on the FIFA websites. Get some tickets for it. They've already sold over 1 million, which is massive. On track to beat France 2019. I think the record is set from USA back years ago. I think they sold 1.5 million tickets. It'll be tough to pass, but nonetheless, it's going to be absolutely huge. One thing I want to talk about, because I haven't been here for a few weeks, One Future Football.
Yeah.
That launch. You talk about futuristic and which way football's going.
That metaverse stuff.
Yeah. So I'm working at the moment on a football league that doesn't actually exist, Joey. It's not actually there.
Yeah.
All the players are AI generated.
Yeah.
Have you seen this?
No.
It's kind of like fantasy. It's kind of like FIFA meets fantasy football meets what's the show
Sims.
we all love? Meets The Sims. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
giving Sims.
I was gonna say Ted Lasso, you know, because like you get
Yeah.
so invested in all these people, but they're not real. But
Yeah.
all the players have their own social medias.
Yeah.
They post regularly. They interact with each other.
Yeah.
All these things actually happen, but they don't actually happen. And
Do
you
they
can,
party? Are they like? Do you have
apparently they
like?
party.
Oh yeah.
So
like-
apparently, like after if New York beats Bondi, they'll be
Right.
out at the Ivy afterwards.
Wow.
But they're not actually.
Mm-hmm,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that freak you out? Are you into this AI shit?
I mean, I think as a tool,
Yeah.
for sure, but it's maybe a vast unknown.
Yeah.
The question is with everything is like net positive and net
Yeah.
negative. No, you can't answer that right now.
What about AI music? Because I'm seeing people release like Drake tracks and he's not actually on that track. Like that's got to be pretty scary as an artist.
I think it's like a tool. Like, you know, it was records, then it was CD, then it was
Yeah.
tapes, then it was
Yeah.
CDs,
Yeah.
and it's like and it was Napster. Everyone was like, okay, Napster's gonna kill the
Yeah.
industry, and then it kind of didn't, or it evolved in a way that was you know, fit the environment, and then you know, it's one of those things. Everyone was playing violins at one point, and then
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
then the synthesizer got made, and then
Yeah.
so it's ever evolving. It's like maybe to the scale where I don't think it ever has been.
Yeah.
But I think the opportunity for a kid with his laptop to make any type of music he wants is pretty fantastic. So it levels the playing field. And then I also think it's like you can put your stuff on the internet for millions of people to play it, or to go viral on a TikTok, and that opportunity is quite exciting, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it is pretty cool. Actually, this show, if you watch it on YouTube, it's edited by AI.
Yeah.
You know that?
I didn't even know
Yeah,
that.
so producer Shab sits there and thinks he's not doing shit. I see producer Shabs back there just eating chippies and having a Pepsi. Meanwhile, the computer's just editing all the cameras, the audio, everything. It does the job for him. Can you believe that shit? Isn't that right, Shabs?
That's insane.
Unbelievable. What a time. What a time to
Didn't
be
know
alive.
that. We've been saying producer Shabs this and that. We should be saying.
He
Do we
just
have a
sits
name
there.
for AI?
No, we don't. We don't
We've
yet.
gotta name
but
them.
Let's see. We'll get him on the pod soon. You probably can. You can probably AI our voice with the amount of content that's out there.
I might not even be here right now.
Yeah, you might. It could
Don't
be a
do this.
holographic chat.
Could do
This
this.
could all be a simulation.
Yeah.
But anyway, what's not a simulation? Great player. Great Aussie player retired during the week. Aaron Mooy.
Yes.
Young. 32?
I know, but I think he's just decided to hang up his boots, hasn't he?
Just done. Yeah.
I also saw, of course, when people hit the news, right? Like all of their like clips from the past come out, and I saw that video of Mia Khalifa saying that Aaron Mooy was one of her favorite players.
What?
Did you know that? That's a big praise, right?
And was his final team? Excuse my ignorance. Was he at Celtic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he
cool.
just finished up
and
at
he was,
Celtic.
and so they won, and then okay, cool.
But like you think
He's ended on a high.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean. Like okay,
And-
Celtic's not the big. It's not the biggest league in the world, but it's top tier. You know, it's playing
you-
Champions League, so he could have dropped and played somewhere.
very
else.
niche too.
But do you
He's
also
just decided
think
to-
maybe Ange leaving Celtic
Yeah.
was a reason for him to go, you know what, I don't really want to be part of the next
Yes, I think so. I remember chatting to
series
to
of
Matty Ryan
Celtic?
after an interview with him,
Yeah.
and we spoke about Aaron Mooy, and he said like Aaron will stay there. He's Scot at heart. Like he loves it up there. He loves the cold. He loves the
Yeah.
environment. When he retires, he'll stay up there. His missus might be from there. I don't know, but he's not going to come back to Australia. He'll just settle up
Love
there
that
in
for
Scotland and
him.
just quiet. He likes to be away from media.
Yeah.
You know, he's that type of guy.
Yeah.
So, you know, happy retirement to him. What a player. But yeah, Mia Khalifa.
There you go.
There you go.
She's a big fan.
You know what I mean? Like, that's great praise, Kat. You know, like
You just I brought it up for a reason.
I love it. It's like Aaron Mooy. You could have mentioned Socceroo at multiple World Cups. You could have mentioned everything. Mia
No,
Khalifa's
but
favourite player.
because I know all those things about Aaron Mooy.
Right.
It was knowing that Mia Khalifa went out of her way to say that she loved Aaron Mooy.
I wonder if Aaron's a fan of Mia.
That's a simulation going. That's a simulation right there.
That's
That
like
is
Some
when
AI.
worlds collide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to get to some other Aussie transfers because as some of them call curtains, some are now making the move to Europe. We'll get to that in a second. Big announcement, FIFA. Listen to this. New league added to EA Sports FC. The Romanian league, Kat.
Whoa.
Yeah, big.
Goes hard.
I'm sure you know the news. FIFA's now splitting from EA Sports, right? So apparently there's going to be multiple
You should listen to the
games.
soundtrack next year coming up.
Has it been announced? No. Yeah? You're back again?
Hey!
EA Sports
But he
FC.
didn't-
Don't know.
But he didn't say
Okay.
it. We guess.
I like that. All right. I was tossing up which game to buy, but that's pushed me that way.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
Don't
That's
know.
good. Okay.
Say nothing.
Good to see their class is still going to continue
Yeah.
from
Yes.
a soundtrack point of view. Nothing to
Yes.
worry about for everyone else. There's a new rule that people are talking about. Speaking of FIFA, not the game now. We're going to talk about the
Yes.
governing body.
Is this the offside rule?
The new offside rule. Now, this offside rule has actually been around for a while. It's been tested in Italy for quite some time in their youth grades. But it basically means that if a player's crossing over with the defender in any way, he's onside. He or she is onside.
They are
onside. Thoughts on that? I mean, called born offside, we should have a take on the offside rule, Kat.
We should, because it's our thing.
Yeah. So this would heavily favour attackers. Defenders.
True. As an attacker who was always offside, I love this rule.
Yeah.
But also because I think my issue with VAR is when it gets down to millimetres and they're trying to decipher whether or not someone is onside or offside. I think if the human eye detects it as on or off, like that should be the call. And by making it that kind of obvious, I think you will eliminate the debate.
But you know what's going to happen? VAR is still going to get involved. It's still going to go down to millimetres, but this time it's going to be to see if like...
Is it center of chest? Well, I don't understand.
So it's basically there has to be daylight between the attacker and the defender for them to be offside.
Okay.
If there's any crossover, even if the attacker's back foot is crossing over with the defender, he's onside.
Oh no, that's a whole body.
Yeah, it's a whole body.
That's a huge change.
That's a huge
It's
change.
massive.
Yeah, well,
that's could have been a fingertip before. Now it's a whole body.
Now it's a whole body. Yeah, they're testing it, but it would they say it would dramatically increase the amount of goals scored in football, which is what people want to see.
And didn't they say Inzaghi would have scored more goals than Ronaldo if that was the rule?
The great people in Inzaghi, Alvaro Morata, Timo Werner, all these guys. What position do you play, Joey?
I'm on the wing.
So this would favour you.
Oh, but I mean yes.
Yeah. Are you a running behind kind of guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
It would favor me, but like that's a dramatic. Like if it was maybe like the center of the chest, like if it was half a body or something, maybe.
Yeah.
I think that's too much of a tactical change to like, and you don't necessarily want maybe a higher scoring game, but like it doesn't.
It would make it higher scoring.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the change is subtle, but it still is a change. They tried it in Sweden and in Italy with some youth matches. So prior to the change, 3.57 goals a game. It's actually pretty good.
3.57.
3.57. It went up to just shy of 4 goals a game, 3.92. So they said they did see a significant increase, but that's without VAR being used. With VAR, there'll probably be even more goals because you're not relying on a linesman. I don't know. I'm for it.
It's hard to know, right?
Anything that makes the game higher scoring, and that's coming from a defender as well, but anything that makes the game higher scoring, I'm all for it. One man who probably won't play long enough to see that change implemented, but he's over in the MLS. We haven't spoken about it. Leo Messi. Messi or Ronaldo for you, Joey?
It has to be Messi.
It has to be, right?
Of course.
Well, there you go.
But there's not. Is there like objectively? It's just people spend too much time on it.
I agree.
Just enjoy both of them.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But,
they're so different. They're so different.
But we know it's Messi.
Yeah,
but
they are so different.
Yes, but we do know it's Messi. Anyway, Messi's gone to Inter Miami. A huge salary. He did turn down Saudi Arabia, though, to go there. I don't know. I mean, I know you're a very busy man. Have you seen much of this, who Saudi Arabia are signing at the moment in the world of football?
Yes. So they recently did Conte?
Yeah,
right?
Conte's gone there. Yeah, it's half
and
Chelsea's
did,
gone.
Oh my gosh, striker Real.
Benzema.
So, I mean... Yeah,
it's happening in world sport.
I just want it to come to Australia, right? Like, come on.
Yeah, well, it means we can play against them in the Asian Champions League.
Oh, yeah,
it's closer to Australia.
True.
Do you sports washing? Do you mind about this? Like, doesn't matter where the money's coming from. Are you all right with it?
I think. I mean, this is a surface level, but I think this is maybe an artist like player perspective. It's like get the bag. You know what I mean? Get if this is like what is right for your family, and you know you have a career span of max 15 years. You know, maybe not max 15 years, but like a lot of people, 15 years is the max.
Yeah, by like 35, 40, like you're done.
So it's like, well, protect yourself and get like if this is the right move for yourself, I have no problems with it. Maybe like I think every league has kind of had issues with like, you know, these multi-million-dollar deals, and it's kind of killed, you know, smaller teams or whatever. It's like, yeah, I mean...
What if there was the Riyadh Festival of Music, right? And it was the same week as Splendor or something here in Sydney, but they were offering you 10 times the cash. You go.
I mean, it would just be like whatever the right decision for me is, I have to make that decision.
I'd go for you.
Nah.
Don't worry about everyone here. They'll love you anyway.
But
I'd be over there.
I'd be doing Splendor first because that's the home ground.
I love that.
Yeah.
I do.
You got to support the home.
You
ground,
find a
I
way to
think.
do both.
And then they'll private jet you straight over there.
Yeah, I'll do next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Next year. No, it is crazy. It is crazy what's happening. The latest rumor, Kat, Gianluigi Buffon.
No.
He's still playing. He's 45 years old.
That's wild.
And there is a club from Saudi
Goalkeeper
Arabia. Goalkeeper things. I know, it's a nice life. I feel about 145 with my legs. This guy's 45. He's still able to play. 2-year deal, 15 million euros a season for Gianluigi Buffon at 45.
Wow.
Is he going to take it?
Where's he going, to Saudi Arabia?
To Saudi.
I don't know. Sure.
Why
Sure, he's
not,
going to
right?
go.
You may as well. At that age, what else are you going to do?
It's Gigi.
It's Gigi.
He's going to go where he's,
See, they're
celebrated.
They're signing him purely because it's Buffon. Like, people will
Yeah.
go watch Buffon because it's
Yeah.
like he's a legend of the game. There's really not much he's going to do for you
No.
now. He's got off. You know, he got offered a porn contract.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Did you know that, producer Shabs? Gianluigi, you know Gianluigi Buffon.
We don't usually talk about this. Like, we don't usually intertwine this
the
much
way.
pornography conversation.
He listens to the pod.
Actually,
he knows
we
that we
so
do. He
do.
knows that we do.
What am I saying? We do.
Gianluigi Buffon was offered. He was in his 30s still. He was still at Juventus before he even went to Paris Saint-Germain. He was offered a porn contract. And they actually never got a comment from him, but they got a comment from his wife at the time about it. She said she wasn't surprised with the offer. So Gigi does some serious shit in the back. Yeah. But he said, look, absolutely not open to anything until he retires. And he still hasn't retired. So clearly he's putting it off for some reason.
He is
But I
putting
mean,
it off.
that's got to be a compliment.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like
I'm
you
not saying I
wouldn't-
would take it. But if Pornhub offered me a deal,
And you were the winner of a 2006 World Cup.
well, forget the World Cup. Joey, forget the World Cup. We're talking now elite level things. If they came to me and
this
said,
is separate.
do you know what I mean? If they offered me a deal, I would respectfully decline.
What
but I'd
if?
make sure everyone knows I was offered.
What if?
You know?
What if they ask for an AI version of you? So it's not even you, but it's just like your face.
Can I alter certain elements of this AI me? Can I slightly?
Why do
can
you
I
need
slightly
to, Claude?
change certain elements?
Why do you need
just
to?
It's like a video game, you know. I can slightly.
Why do you
You
need to
know?
alter
Oh, I'm
yourself?
just saying. Just I always thought my eyebrows could be. a
Yeah,
bit
fair
more,
enough.
you know,
Yes, the
like-
eyebrows.
Oh, sorry, Joey. Sorry, you have to sit through this shit. But yeah, look back to the Saudis.
Yeah.
That would not fly.
No, absolutely not. That was actually a terrible segue.
I assume porn is banned in Saudi Arabia. Producer Shapes?
Yeah.
No, you don't have to research
Don't
that.
research that.
I assume it would be, but half of Chelsea are on their way there, right? Mendy, Koulibaly, Kante, as you said. Ziyech was about to, but he failed a medical. And they're saying it's because there's actually this Saudi consortium owns a piece of Todd Bowley's company.
Oh, wow.
So they're helping him relieve his financial by selling all his players to Saudi. Do you know what I mean? So there's all these inside jobs happening in
Wow.
football. And Chelsea have just bought Strasbourg
Yeah.
to sell their own players. Literally, he's selling to himself. But this is the way football's going, right?
Chelsea is, like, it's a business.
It is a business.
It's a business.
And it's a
first.
shit business at the
It's a
moment.
business first. It's a football club second.
It's like the fire festival of football at the moment, Chelsea.
Who do you guys support in the
Chelsea.
Premier League? Chelsea.
This is
I
why I
don't.
know it's
No.
shit.
I'm a Liverpool supporter.
Yeah, very good.
Well, who's your team?
You know what's funny about the Premier League? I would say that as a footballer, I just enjoy watching football. I would say as a kid,
That's
I loved
nice.
Arsenal.
Okay.
And I'm not the person to yell in someone's face if they're like, support Tottenham, whatever. Or
Right,
anyone.
okay.
Like, I just object. Maybe the closest I have is like watching the Socceroos is like, I will be sad that day or that week. Will be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But
That's proper support.
You're not
yeah.
emotionally attached.
And
To
the
any
ru-
team in the world?
Inter Milan, I will watch. I will wake up and watch.
Right.
And
that.
then
Do I spy
the
a
Raw.
cheeky little Inter jersey going
Yes,
on there?
I thought I wear a little Inter jersey.
Oh!
This
and
is
the
my-
tucked in situation
I like
you
that.
have
with the
to.
gazelles. I gotta say,
Oh, thank you.
That match is nice.
it's a good
thank
look.
you.
You got the old Pirelli sponsorship.
Yeah. And
missed
it's my
that.
favorite. The stripy one was crazy.
Yeah.
So much so I wanted to get a second one just to have.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, it's silly.
That comes from Italian heritage, that
Yes,
Inter support?
dad's side. So dad's side's Italian, Northern Italian.
Yeah.
And was very, very lucky when I was 10, we went to the San Siro.
Wow.
Ibra was playing and he was in his peak. He was wearing his green, what are the Nike Mercurials or something?
Yeah.
And you're like, and he had and it was like, as a 10, 12-year-old, it might have either been just before, just after the World Cup.
Yeah.
And so I'm like deep into it. And like, I think it was either Palmer or Palermo, and they were in their corner and it was barricaded and there was flares going off. And they were like, it was amazing. And they were down 1-0, I think.
Right.
Into it down 1-0. Ibra had a shocker. Shocker. 85th minute ping in.
Yeah.
91st in, and then maybe another one. And then so everyone's giving the finger to the other team.
Yeah.
And then the Palermo, I really can't remember. They got let out. No, they had to stay in the stadium the whole time.
While
and then
everyone else
leaves 45
To
minutes
avoid
go
the
past.
conflict.
Yeah, wow.
But yeah, that was the best.
Yeah.
And then not the last Europe trip, but the trip before, I got to see Sporting Lisbon and Marseille,
Sporting.
Sick.
which was fantastic. Oh, actually, it wasn't a fantastic game for Lisbon because they lost.
Yeah.
As two red cards at like
Beautiful.
45th minute, or
Bit of
maybe
action.
one bit of action, but
Yeah.
like not the action you want. And then
Yeah.
everyone was like, and the Marseille players were shirts off.
Yeah.
And I got to see Atletico game, which was
Nice.
really fun.
Nice.
But yeah, so very lucky to tie in a bit of travel. And
So
Yeah.
when you're touring or when you're traveling, you just have a look at the calendar, see if there's any games you can get to.
Oh yeah. And then obviously the UK, I don't really have it's a bit harder, but like Europe, it's 20 to 50 euros,
Yeah, it's
80
decent.
euros,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and no problems. And I really was there. Even going to the pub when you're in London is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Proper
Yeah.
pub football
What
culture.
What's your favorite stadium experience that you've had?
Oh, do you want to hear this one?
Yeah, go on.
It was Suncorp, Queensland Roar versus the Central Mariners.
Wow, so you're going to tell me you've got San Siro, you've got Wanda
Yeah.
Metropolitano, you've got Lisbon, and
Yeah.
Suncorp tops the lot.
Yes.
Wow.
Has to.
I love that.
So when I was a kid, and this is also
I
ties
actually feel like I know the game that you're
talking
talking
about the
about as
final,
well.
the final.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was so
huge.
It was Ange was playing,
Yeah.
Ange was coaching.
Yeah.
It was like 45 or 75 games unbeaten.
Yeah.
It was like this amazing football. Same thing. I was like 15, 16, 17, whatever.
Yeah.
And the game, so Suncorp's packed,
Yeah. 60,
70,000 or whatever
Yeah.
it is. I get the numbers are so. I'm like
doesn't
I
matter.
was
It's
12 to 17.
150,000.
And we were there and we were watching the game. I was with my family, and Central Coast go 2-0 up.
That's right.
95th minute.
In extra time.
Extra time.
Yeah.
And this is like the best A-League team of, still in my opinion now, has to be.
Probably, yeah.
And Matt Mackay was playing, and I think Barisha was playing.
Yeah.
And they were just monsters. Like, it's really this most. And what was interesting is before that they had a bunch of old legends.
Yeah.
And I think Frank Farina was coaching, and they a bunch of old legends. Ange comes in, goes, all right, young people,
Yeah.
a couple of these guys in.
Yeah. Thomas Broish. how
Thomas
good was he?
Broish.
Yeah.
Yep. And then obviously that unbeaten streak. The first game they were going to lose was that game, 95th minute, 2 goals. And then I don't remember what the first goal is, but the second one was like the 114th minute.
Partalu header.
Partalu header.
That's right, yeah.
And then you see Graham Arnold and he's like freaking out.
Yeah.
So I was there and you saw people like, all right, let's go home,
People
kids.
started leaving.
People started leaving. Sea of Orange. And because the Roar is based off a team called the Brisbane Lions. So
Yeah.
Dutch club.
Yeah.
I used to play them all the time. I was maybe 10 or 12 when the A-League first started.
Yeah,
So like have always been connected to that club, and obviously they've had like some fantastic years. Some kinda,
Not so.
not so, but same. That's
Every team.
Football,
every team.
yeah.
So honestly, that was the grand final.
Yeah.
I watched the whole season.
Roller coaster.
Roller coaster. You see this team go
Yeah.
from mid-table to the
Amazing.
top. Good times.
I mean, having a personal connection to the
Yeah.
team,
Yeah.
and then being there, you're
a
a
ball
Brisbane
boy.
local.
You're a ball boy for Brisbane?
Well, not for
That's so
that
cool.
season, but like one of the first
Yeah.
seasons.
Yeah, you were
That's
so
cool, man.
connected.
Yeah.
You would have felt that energy in that
Totally.
stadium. And
Yeah.
then on
Amazing.
top of that, I mean, it's definitely considered one of the most iconic moments of
Yes.
the A-League.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So-
That's great.
That's so cool you were
Yeah.
there.
The
Wow.
Roar had a packed Suncorp. There's nothing much like it.
Yeah.
Let's hope we get back to
And
those
the
days.
names that we had, pitch side as well.
Yeah.
The likes of Ange Post.
Yeah.
It's a
Was
full
Postecoglou
circle
versus
moment,
Arnie
isn't it?
on the sideline.
I
Yeah,
know. When
yeah.
you look at what they're both doing
Yeah.
for Australian football now,
Yeah,
it's
incredible.
amazing.
Matt Mackay was captain, and he's like, and he's just a Brisbane local.
You'd have
legend.
Jade North at the back, maybe.
I can't
He was
remember.
a great player.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of Jade North.
Yeah.
Theoklatos maybe in goals.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, very
Yep,
good
yep,
team.
yep,
Theoklatos.
yep.
Shane Stefanuto.
Shane Stefanuto.
Good
No,
names.
that
Oh,
was
that was the
that
old.
was
That
the
was the
old-
old. before
Those
that.
the legends.
That was the legends before
Mhm.
that. Yeah,
Craig
yeah.
Moore was playing, and then
That's right.
yeah. So Craig left just before then.
You had little Enrique.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he was the star. Like he
Yeah.
was slipper fish.
Yeah, that's right.
There's so much football history that
Amazing.
it's just new football history
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really couldn't. You can't beat that. I
love
think
that.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
I love that. And I don't know about you, Kat, but how good does it feel to have someone like yourself
Yeah.
telling those stories, and then you got to go and create the song of the A-League? It just
Yeah.
feels so authentic.
Oh,
and that's
it's
exactly what it's all
very
about.
lucky.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's very very lucky. I think.
Sick,
Yeah.
man.
It's
Sick.
and I'm glad that you're able to tell that story to people
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
because it's very clear how connected you
Yeah.
are to all of
Yeah,
that
it's
and that
not,
history.
it's not just a paycheck,
No.
that's for sure.
No, and
It's
that
amazing.
was you got. It's people complain about a lack of football in community in Australia, but like I remember going down Caxton Street, everyone's in their orange,
Yeah.
going to get some chips before, sitting down, watching
Yeah.
the game, people talking about it and stuff. Like
hurling abuse. That's
yeah,
what
hurling
it's all about.
abuse,
Yeah.
a couple like they had the drummers were
Yeah.
fantastic, and
Yeah.
it's very influential as a kid. You can you're just like, this is fantastic,
We've got to get
Yeah.
that back. It definitely exists. It's there. You just got to treat those fans with the respect that they need.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about money in football. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of this. Money in the bank. There was wrestling over the weekend. Don't know if you're a wrestling fan, Kat, but Logan Paul
Yeah.
took some time out from wrestling and take a trip to the.
Are you going to
camp.
talk about the Prime?
Prime?
Yeah, with
sponsorship.
KSI.
KSI and Logan Paul now have
I
sponsored
saw this.
Barcelona as well as Arsenal. Serious cash.
Do you know what I saw? The funniest comment about that. They were
What?
like, when we asked for Prime Barcelona, it wasn't this.
Yeah, I know. I mean, have you tried Prime?
No.
No. I haven't either. I can say, have you
I've tried it.
And?
I've tried it.
Is it a Gatorade style?
It is, but it's supposed to be healthier because it's got like all of the it's not as sugary as.
Right.
And don't quote me on
But
this
it's got
because I
heaps of
think there's
caffeine, eh?
loads of types of Prime.
Yeah.
The one that I had was like the low calorie, electrolyte kind of version of
Right.
it. And it tasted like a melted down popsicle,
Yep.
That kind of,
which in
Sounds
theory
alright,
sounds nice, but
but it wasn't.
I didn't enjoy
Do you-
it.
wait, it's-
Yeah.
okay.
And then I actually did a poll on my Instagram when I had it to say like onside or offside equivalent, whatever. I didn't actually say that, but
And
we're
most people were saying,
offside.
Really?
People
Yeah.
are not into it.
I'm going to try it before I bag it. To
Yeah.
be fair. I want to give it a go. I wanna
Try.
Give it a go.
Give it a try.
I have seen it's one of those clout things. I've seen people. A good mate of mine. I'm not going to say his name. It's embarrassing, but
I'll see if I can work
He
out
bought
who.
a Prime bottle when like it first came out, and then he was just refilling it with water. And he'd like go to the gym drinking.
Is he
a
12
Prime.
years old? What is this?
He's a 27-year-old man.
Do you know what I will say in their defense? Great bottle.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
It just looks cool.
Yeah, it's just a good shape.
Yeah, right. It'd be a good sponsor of the show, to be fair.
It would be.
If they're interested. But yeah, that's a huge deal. Then we go from the big side of town to the smaller side of town. A few footballers have been buying clubs. N'Golo
Yes.
Kante bought a small club in Belgium, actually, in the
Yeah.
second, third tier. But also these two, Stormzy and Wilfred Zaha, bought Croydon Athletic down in the
AFC
Conference League.
Croydon. What are they like league?
I think it's
No,
what,
they're
sixth,
non-league. They're non-league.
Seventh tier, yeah, it's in the
Ninth
well,
tier.
even
It's ninth tier.
Combined Counties Football League in the south. But why not? Would you ever own a
It's
football club?
exactly what I would do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If I was
that.
Stormzy level.
Yeah.
And because he obviously has a team and he would be the kind of brand ambassador.
This is
like
their boyhood
Wrexham.
club.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
It's their boy. They're both from South
They're both from
London,
there, yeah.
so they've come together and purchased this club because it's their way of also giving back to the community.
Yes.
The more money in that club, the more jobs, the
Yeah.
infrastructure, all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
What was the club you said you played for in Brizzy?
So I play for East FC. So mum and dad are still part of that team. And
Right.
New Farm and East.
Right. Would
Yeah.
you ever consider? If you got to Stormzy level, would you ever consider just investing in?
If I was from, if I was from the UK,
Yeah.
and that was like there was
a pathway for the club. Would you say?
it's a classic UK thing because
Yeah.
I think I would if I was living back in Brisbane,
Yeah.
I'd probably just like help dad with some groundskeeping.
Yeah. Right.
I don't think I would buy the club.
It's a different culture, right? With
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the involvement in that
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
But you can see it like in the UK. You see it with Wrexham. You see it with like.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume with Conte and the
Yeah.
like that's and they have a infrastructure where they're able to do shows and do touring and they
Yeah.
have a team and can kind of
Yeah.
just pull money and help these people.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's South London too. It's like a community. I assume a community is
Yeah.
based around it too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're gonna
yeah,
have
yeah,
fans,
yeah.
no doubt, and all the rest.
Yeah.
But still,
I'll buy a
awesome.
jersey.
Yeah, you'd
Absolutely.
like- yeah.
I'd
Well,
love
it
to
puts
buy
them on the
jerseys.
map. I mean,
Yeah.
Wrexham was a big example, but Wrexham actually was a historic club.
Yeah.
And everyone forgot about them.
Because they had a lackluster period, right,
Exactly.
where they just fell off the history books.
Exactly. But don't be surprised to see like some Croydon jerseys now in Stormzy's next video
Oh, yeah.
clip, and then people will start buying it. It's
Yeah.
incredible what influence these guys can
it's
have.
so true.
I'm all for it. South Koreans are getting younger.
Yeah.
You hear about this? Son Heung-min
Yeah, I know. I'm about to move to South Korea.
shaved a year off his age. So they've changed the law in South Korea where previously they would add a year to your age when you hit January 1st.
I don't think people know that
That's the
in
case?
South Korea, you are like everyone's the same age. If you're as in everyone has the same birthday.
Well, it's not the birthday. It's that, if you were born in, let's say, November or something, you're already 1 year old the moment it ticks over to
But
the
they
new
don't
year.
acknowledge birthdays the way that we
Yes,
do here.
that's right.
It's kind of like the January 1st is a day that everybody celebrates turning a year older.
That's right. So,
Which
like,
is culturally
for me,
very different.
It was my birthday last week.
Happy
Right.
birthday.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It was my birthday last week. I turned 27. But if I was in South Korea, I would have already been 27 at the 1st of January. Because I've lived in 27 years.
Yes.
That's the concept.
Yes. Because you're born at 1.
Is that it? No. They round up when you...
count the first 9 months as
There
a
you go.
year.
Producer Shabs is saying they count the first 9 months.
Yeah, so when you
yeah.
are
So
birthed, you are 1.
You're 1. Yeah, because you've lived in 1 year.
Whereas we have a period of time where we're
You're
technically within the 0 to 1.
Yeah. Anyway, why this is important?
Why have
it's
we
really
also
not.
taken so long to explain that?
It's really not, but it just means that Son is back into his 20s, right? He was 30 for a second. He's now 29 again, so he's a bargain to buy.
Because he's a 1992 or 93.
You're going to make me do maths now on the pod.
Well, if
a
he's
ni-
1993, he turned
He'd be
30 this year.
93.
He'd be
Yeah,
93,
cool.
but maybe his
I
birthday's
think we're the same age,
later.
Joey.
Oh, yeah,
1994. Yeah.
You guys
the,
94.
The elite year to be born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good year. Lots of good stuff came out of 94. Producer Shabs 94 as well. No, you're not. You're
No,
96.
he's not.
What are you
He's
saying? I
same
was going
as
to say,
you.
why are you putting your hand up? You're 96 as well.
He was agreeing that 94 is elite.
Yeah, you guys almost joined in the 30 club.
Well, we're already in our 30th year.
There you go. So in South Korea, you're already 30. Yeah, exciting stuff. This is a good one. Speaking of a player that still a kind of a young talent. I don't know if you can call him a young talent anymore. Christian Pulisic, America's finest. They call him the LeBron James of soccer.
The LeBron James of soccer.
Right. There's rumors he's going to go to AC Milan. There's rumors he's going to go over to, I believe it's Lille or Lyon. Have thrown a massive bid now. Either way, he's leaving Chelsea. Right. He did a Zoom call because a lot of these players are on holiday now and they're doing their own thing, Joey. And he did a Zoom call with a page. It's actually the official US men's page on Twitter. Did a quick Zoom catch up, Christian Pulisic, see what he's up to. You see anything funny about... Let me just show you this photo. Joe, you see anything funny about his selection of where to do the Zoom call? He's chilling in his bed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I do. I would say
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I would say I do.
I mean, it's cool.
They're not
Can
meant
I
to
have a
be
look?
there.
I'm into... Like, whatever, man. But, like, he's doing a Zoom call and he's clearly got handcuffs.
He's doing stretches.
He's clearly got handcuffs on his bed.
He's trying to grow a bit taller.
A bit taller?
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
I'm going to throw a spanner here, not to ruin the segment, but I think that's just the design of the bed.
I don't think so. That's gone viral on Twitter.
You
People are
reckon?
saying it's handcuffs. Or it's some sort of thing to keep your hands up on the top of the bed.
Yeah, maybe that.
Yeah.
Love that
I mean,
for him.
fair, yeah. But
Do you?
you could have... You think it's the design of the bed? That looks
Yeah.
like something to hold your hands up, Kat. I haven't seen a bed design like that.
Clearly you've seen something else.
Huh?
Clearly you've seen
Hey,
enough to...
all for it. Whatever, spice it up. Why not? Christian hasn't been playing much football, so he's got to keep his life entertaining
Yeah.
another way. But yeah, he could have just Zoom calls, mate. Zoom calls, recipe for disaster. You just got to check your
Yeah, I
surroundings. don't
know.
you?
Check your surroundings. The blurred backgrounds exist for a reason.
Yeah, but handcuffs in the bed, onside or offside?
No.
Offside?
No. I'm not. I just don't feel like answering today.
I'll say onside to that. Joey, onside, offside? Same? Prefer not to speak?
People's preference.
Okay,
yeah,
people's
whatever
preference.
floats your boat.
Yeah.
Love it. I got
Being thrown under the
I got
bus this week.
two politically correct on the couch here. That's fine. I'll take one for the team. I think it's onside. Whatever gets you there, go for it. Cesc Fabregas retired. Speaking of guys that are...
20-year career.
Where was he?
Wow.
Where was his final club?
Mate, so Cesc Fabregas, he picks his clubs very tactically. So
He
he's played in
does.
Barcelona, in London, in Monaco, and then he finished in Como.
Right.
He went to the second division of Italy, didn't
Yeah.
care what level he was at, just to
It's
live
good
in Monaco.
lifestyle.
Amazing
Como.
lifestyle. Yeah, and he's retired and he's instantly taken their under 20, so
Yeah.
he's going to stay there.
Oh,
He's going to
great.
coach.
Yeah.
In
Wow.
Como.
Yeah.
Amazing. What a player.
Yeah. That's the goal, right?
He's a good life.
That's why I think Buffon would stay there because it's just
Exactly.
it's home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
Italy,
What do
baby.
Yeah.
What are you going to do in Riyadh? Exactly right. But yeah, incredible career for him. I had the luxury of interviewing him. I think it was just before he went to Como. Would have been about a year and a half ago when he was at Monaco.
I think I remember you interviewed him right when I met you. Actually.
yeah. Absolute legend. Nice guy. And he's just winning in life.
I know.
You seen his partner? You seen his wife?
Of course I have.
Oh my days.
She's Lebanese.
She is Lebanese.
He knows what's up.
Aged like a fine wine. Hey?
He
Yeah.
knows what's up.
That Levo blood, because she's 10 years older than him.
Yeah.
Do you know that? She's like, he's 36,
Yeah,
37. She's 47.
Yeah, she looks amazing.
Not a day over 25.
Yeah, I know.
Unbelievable.
Good genes.
It's the hummus.
It is the hummus.
It's the baba
yeah,
ganoush.
there's good
No, you know what it is? It's the
nutrients.
tum.
It is the toum.
It's
It's the garlic.
It's Mediterranean. Would you call it Mediterranean diet?
Yeah.
It's the garlic.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Keeps the vampires away and keeps you young.
Chickpeas.
Amazing. Yeah, the chickpeas. Exactly.
It's a healthy diet.
Anyways, yeah, but congratulations to Cesc Fabregas. Last little bit, let's talk about some of the Aussies that are making moves. It's great news to see them going overseas. Marco Tilio, young gun, signs a 5-year deal with Celtic. They say it's the most expensive player that's been sold from Australia overseas. Good move for him.
Great
Celtic.
move.
We've seen
Fantastic move.
We've seen like the Arzani put a bit of a bad taste in people's mouth, but this is going to be different.
But Arzani had a very difficult experience as well with
Yeah.
injury and everything like that. I think Tilio, you know, you look at what he's done in the A-League here, and he has really proven himself to be an amazing player. He's stood out every season. And I think a move overseas was imminent for him. And I'm happy to see him going somewhere where there's also an appreciation for Australian footballers. I think that's a good thing for him. And
It's an
hopefully
amazing
that's
club.
a sign.
It's an amazing club.
It is. It's a big
Yeah.
club.
It's
Exactly right.
playing in Europe. That's the goal, right?
Yeah.
You know.
And he'll get game time, surely.
Yeah.
No, it is good. I mean, what makes me happy about that move, and we're going to talk about the next move in a second, but what makes me happy about that is that there was a transfer fee paid. That's what we need, right? We need Australian clubs to sell players.
Yeah.
Because I believe, I don't know, I think they said undisclosed fee. I don't know, Cassini Yengi has gone to Portsmouth in League One, but it might have been on free, right?
I feel like he was a free agent,
Or at least it's
because he
undisclosed.
finished up
Yeah.
this season Wanderers, and I don't think there was any plan to stay in Australia.
And that's the thing. It's like, as long as players are being sold and we're getting money into our league, that's exactly what's going to help the league grow. If we just see players walking for free, it's not going to help anyone. Good move for Cassini to go over to England. League One, tough place to go.
Yeah.
But it can work out if you get lucky and get to a team that gets promoted. Tim Cahill went to League One when he went there with Millwall. Got fortunate to get promoted. Next thing you know, he's in the Premier League. So
And if it's not promotion, at the very least, playing for a club like Portsmouth, very
Big
well
club.
recognised. If you are going to be in League One, play for a club like Portsmouth.
Exactly right. Nestori Irankunda. You seen much of him?
Yes.
What a player.
So young.
Yeah. So is
Incredible.
he's staying in Adelaide, right?
Well, yeah, there's all these rumours linking him because he recently played for the under-17s.
Yeah.
Scored an absolute rocket.
I've seen him. I've watched him.
I mean, he's
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, how can you not be, right?
Yeah.
He's just got proper personality. What are you hoping for this guy now? 17 years of age. I mean, you guys know what it's like to be a teenager. Is that too young to move, or do you think it's just like it's never too young to go and play European football, Joe?
As I mean, it's up to the person. It's every experience is different, right?
Yeah.
Like some people might miss home, and maybe need a little bit more experience of their hometown. But then, like,
When did you start performing live, like in front of people?
I mean, I was DJing for rappers when I was like 17, 18.
Yeah.
It's not like okay, upend your life and you're going to playing freezing in England or and you don't know the language or whatever.
That's right,
I think it's case by case, right? It has to be, but like also those opportunities. I think in music, my experience is those opportunities. There's a very small window of opportunity there sometimes.
Run with it.
And then you go, you know, people are excited and it's really exciting and he's playing amazing football and like I think, you know, when I was, you know, first writing music, there's an element of like, I'm just doing it.
Yeah.
I'm playing football. I'm writing music and I'm making friends and I'm traveling well. It's sick.
Yeah.
So,
but the time to strike is when you're new and you're hot, right?
Yeah.
That's also the time to do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
As long
Especially
as, you know, and the luxury though is I can go home.
Yeah.
I can go home to Sydney or Brisbane or whatever, and I can have a home cooked meal or visit my nonna or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh no, you're in your whatever the wake up times are, the training is and stuff.
And it's a physical game, right? You can get injured. This is the thing for these players. I think it's like, I look at someone like Irankunda. Yes, he could probably use another year in the A-League, but when you're that age, nothing's a guarantee. When you're playing a physical game where tackles are flying in, anything can happen. It's like, you get an offer, cash in. Tilio's got 5 years now.
That's great.
Secure at Celtic.
It's so secure. But Fabregas, for example, went to Arsenal at 16.
Exactly, yeah.
You look at all these players that have come from somewhere, they've ended up in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Most of them have gone when they are
Left
between 16
early.
and 18.
Look at Bellingham.
Yeah.
I know.
Bellingham was already playing first grade at 16.
Yeah.
If you're good enough, you're old enough. That's what they say.
When did Harry Kewell leave?
Yeah, 15.
Yeah.
There you go.
there you
So
go.
I actually think, you know, if he's playing this well at 17,
Why not?
take any opportunity to go overseas
I agree.
and build up your image.
Would love to see it happen. An Aussie, he still is an Aussie and he's still in contention. Christian Volpato. Have you heard much of Christian Volpato?
In Rome, right?
Yeah, so he's made a move. He's gone. He's signed for Sassuolo. So he's left
Sassuolo.
Roma, but that's a good move. Anyone that watches Italian Serie A, like you'd know, Sassuolo's such a good team for breeding players. They always got young players. They always play good football. It's probably
Good colours as well. I like the
good
colours.
well, there's controversy about the colours. You know that?
Can you tell me?
Italian TV wanted Sassuolo to get rid of the green. Because you know the new technology, you see it on rugby league
Yes,
games as well.
I do know
they
what you mean.
Drop the advertisements in.
Yeah.
It's like a green screen.
And they kept disappearing.
They were struggling with the players running
Surely
in front of ads.
technology's gotten past that point.
Can you believe
Wear
that?
your green.
Yeah,
Your
Sassuolo
colours.
said, "Fuck you, we're wearing green, mate." But yeah, good move for Christian Volpato.
Yeah,
I think we
definitely.
still got to support him and watch him very closely because there's a good chance he might play for Australia in the future. Joey, onside or offside for this one? Because I know I'm a Chelsea fan, so this might hurt me a little bit more. But Kai Havertz has gone to Arsenal. Now, Kepa, Arrizabalaga goalkeeper, was getting married on the weekend, so a lot of players were at his wedding. Arsenal did the actual announcement carrying an Arsenal box. They took it through the train, took it on a car, all the way to Kai Havertz, gave him an Arsenal jersey at Kepa's wedding.
Oh, no.
At
What?
his Chelsea teammate's wedding.
Already announced?
That was the announcement video. So that was the it was announced.
That's insane.
That's crazy, right?
They must have known.
Well, is that surely his teammates, he would have told them, look, this
Yeah.
is going to happen today. But can you not wait another day, Kat? Onside, offside, announcing it at your now former teammate's wedding.
It's offside.
It's
Has to be,
offside.
right?
It's offside.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Was that a miscommunication or was that a dog move?
I think that was just Arsenal was trying to rub some salt. Don't you reckon?
I don't know how.
I'm a Chelsea fan, but I think it's pretty funny.
It's funny. I just don't know how that actually, it's kind of like someone said, in those big creative rooms, the marketing agency, PR agency,
Yeah.
it's like,
They think
what
they're so
if-
funny.
Yeah.
You think
What
you're
if we make the announcement at Kepa's wedding and someone goes, we could just ask. And someone said yes.
Yeah, Kepa probably said
That's
yeah. Whatever.
wild.
I didn't care about it. Look, it was away from everyone. It wasn't like,
But it's
the
still
bride
there.
was walking down the
Yeah, I
aisle
thought, and the
bang,
train
Arsenal.
goes past or something. And
Yeah.
the flag. I don't know. Yeah.
No. It was a while away. It was in a separate area. It looked like a bit of a vacation wedding, it was off somewhere. And it was,
That's
it was,
what I mean, though. Is like what's the word when they when you go away for a wedding?
Yeah, that's
Am
the word
I
was,
okay?
that's the word I was thinking.
Am
Is
I
it not-
okay?
What is it?
No.
Is that vacation wedding? Isn't that a thing?
Yeah, but what do they
Yeah.
call it
Vacation.
when you go away?
A destination wedding.
Yeah.
Destination
Yes.
wedding, not vacation.
That's
Destination.
why we need you.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Anyway, he also
Sorry, guys.
just moments before that, he put a story up with Jorginho, and they put these eyeball emojis. Obviously, Jorginho also left Chelsea for Arsenal, so they're taking a piece.
Is this all on Twitter?
This is all on. Now he's on Twitter. Yeah, it was on
Okay.
their Instagram stories.
Right.
It's all on Twitter, so you can see it if you look it up.
It's funny for the bands anyway.
It is funny for the bands. Let's talk about your club, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Signing a whole new midfield.
Well, we need to because
happy?
we lost all our key midfielders
Yeah.
this year.
Looking good though. McAllister's come in
Yeah.
now. Dominic Szoboszlai.
Soberslai's
Yeah.
great name.
It's a beautiful name.
It's a
isn't it?
great name.
Szoboszlai.
Dominic with a K too is so
Yeah.
badass.
Szoboszlai.
I like it. I'm really happy with it. He's the Hungary captain as well.
Yeah. And
He's
so young.
only 22.
Yeah,
Only,
it's crazy.
and he's got the number 8, so he's got big shoes to fill,
Hmm.
taking Steven Gerrard's jersey. But I think the feedback on his kind of leadership and whatever as a captain is that he's really good.
He's
and-
22 and he's captain.
yes.
Captain of his nation, yeah. A bit like Erdogan.
Oh, captain of the nation.
Yeah.
Or
Captain
not
of
not
his
of
nation.
Liverpool, but captain of
I
his
missed.
national team and
Yeah.
Who's his national team? Sorry for my
Hungary.
ignorance. Right.
yeah.
Right.
He just thought you were hungry.
Yeah.
I thought that too. I thought you were hungry.
Yeah,
Now
I
you get
am.
it?
I'm also hungry.
I'm ready to be a dad. I got the dad jokes rolling already. But yeah, no, they're signing a great midfield. In fact, they've also Kefran Turam looks like the next one. So Lilian Thuram, of course, legend for Juventus. His son Marcus Thuram just signed for Inter.
Right.
Striker, very good player. I'm excited to see him at Inter. But his brother, his younger brother, might go 50 million over to Liverpool as well. Another centre mid.
That's so awesome.
you guys are just banking them
It's
up.
time though.
It's looking good. You
We
needed
needed
something.
to do this for
You
a
needed
while.
something. Yeah, a bit of a rebuilding year
Yeah.
for Liverpool. Exciting to see them. New kits are out as well. You got that green white going.
The away kit, yeah.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. Is it like a dark green? Is
It's-
that what I'm thinking of?
It's like squares.
It's a bit pixelated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
People
Yeah.
were saying it's a bit Minecraft-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's based off of a kit from the 90s that
Okay.
was actually an Adidas kit.
You
and
didn't like it until Virgil van Dijk was dancing.
yeah,
in
because
it.
he looks good in everything.
I
He
see
looks
you were
good
talking
in
shit until you saw
everything.
Virgil dancing in it. You're like,
I
love
didn't
it.
talk
Give
shit
me
about the
3.
jersey. I just wasn't sure how I felt about it. And then I saw Virgil van Dijk and I felt great about it.
Yeah.
But I think the disappointment is that it's based off a really cool retro kind of kit,
Right,
with the
yeah,
collar and the shade of green's a little different, but it was an Adidas kit.
Yeah.
So I'm sure
Oh,
that there are
okay.
copyright issues
they
and
couldn't have copied
they
it.
had to
Oh, I
make
see.
it different enough
Right.
that they couldn't be sued.
Right.
So I think that's why it's not a carbon.
Bloody
It's not a
lawyers,
carbon copy. Yeah.
Those lawyers ruining our game.
It's fine
But
though.
look, at least they'll look the part. Let's see if they'll
Yeah.
play the part. You said you kind of like Arsenal. Like
Yeah.
Arsenal's your team-ish.
Yeah.
But will there be a piece of you supporting Tottenham Hotspur now with Ange Postecoglou taking Spurs?
I mean, like, yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
it's hard not to, right?
It's so exciting. It's so
Yeah.
good for Australian football.
Yeah.
I'm Raw fan.
Yeah.
I'm a Raw fan before an Arsenal fan.
Yes, of course.
So
Yeah.
and
yeah.
I mean, it's the most exciting. Like, I think it's the most exciting thing of the last 6 months for
Yeah.
Australians and for like as an export like that. I like have no idea. Like, obviously, like coming from Inter Milan.
Yeah.
Conte. Just like, you know, in and out, and then
Bottled
like
it. Yeah.
it's
Jose
lo-
Mourinho bottled it
Yeah.
there as well. So
yeah,
Yeah.
or bottled it, or just generally like whether or not they bottled it or whoever did.
yeah.
I think they're just in shambles.
It wasn't
as club.
a fit. Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't
Yeah.
right fit.
But it's the Premier League. It's the big
Cutthroat.
stuff.
It is. Yeah, it's so great to see an Australian there. I mean, it's one thing getting a player in the Premier League, which a lot of nations have had, but to have a manager in the Premier League, like, everyone needs to realize how big of a deal that is.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
massive.
It is huge, and to be at a top 6 club as well, very rare. It's rare that an English manager
Yeah.
nowadays gets a top 6 club.
Yeah.
Let alone an Australian manager. It's huge. He signed James Maddison, which is a great signing. A lot of people wanted to sign James Maddison.
After he saw James Madison and Nick Stav hung out in
Stav hanging out
Ibiza.
in Ibiza, is it?
Yeah.
They got to enjoy themselves. These guys. It's great. James Maddison was having a great time. Forget relegation.
Yeah.
That's what's good about being a footballer. You could just get paid that much.
Yeah.
Ibiza. and
No
then
worries.
sign for
Back
someone
into
else.
the Premier League.
See you,
Let's go.
Leicester.
Perfect.
Love that. But yeah, what I loved about that is James Maddison said, "Look, I met with the manager, and he said to me, Ange Postecoglou said to him, I'm building a whole new Tottenham, and it's going to be great."
It's Raw 2011 again.
Exactly. It's Barcelona.
It's Barcelona,
Right?
baby.
Bring
It's
back
Barcelona,
Barcelona.
baby.
He said, "I'm building a whole new Tottenham. It's going to be great whether you come or not. So if you want to be a part of it, great. If you're not, that's fine." And Madison said, I love the way he said that. Like, he didn't try to
Wow.
bullshit me. He just said,
No.
it's going to be
Sweet
great
talk.
whether you come or not.
Yeah.
They
You-
come for the ride or don't.
And he's like, fuck it, I want to come. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
he's
love
just
that.
great. He's a great convincer. That's Ange. That's why we love him. I think he's going to do a great job. He's looking
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers
Yuri
crossed.
Tielemans moves to Aston Villa, and a couple of players that no one even really recognizes have moved to Chelsea, so we don't have to talk about them. A few of our fan questions, though. Favorite transfer so far, Kat? Crispy07.
Oh, I mean, we just talked about Spolisai. Help me say
Yeah?
his name.
Oh,
Help
you
me.
can try a few more
Help me,
times.
help me,
Try a
help
few
me.
more times.
No, because I did a full report on him this morning at
Dominic?
Optus Sport.
Dominic?
Dominic.
Yeah?
Sab-
Szoboszlai.
It's not Shob. It's Soboslai.
Shob.
It's not Shob.
It's Szoboszlai because he's got the S and the Z. Szoboszlai.
Soboslai.
Dominic Szoboszlai.
I wasn't that far off.
No, what did you say? Szoboszlai. Okay, that's your
Anyway,
favorite transfer so far?
yeah. I'm loving it.
Love that. Spurs got a steal from Madison from Caleb Bora. Do Chelsea have any players left? Not really. A lot of people writing in about the wrestling as well. Are you a wrestling fan?
Oh, no.
No.
I'd be happy to watch it. I'd like if there's like local wrestling.
Yeah,
You can get a
okay.
beer and like a hot dog or something.
Yeah.
For sure.
Proper like lucha libre.
Yeah, my friend went out west recently and
Yeah.
watched it and had a great time.
They do wrestling out here?
I think so.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I would go to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, I'm going to skip over the WWE questions.
What is the question? Though?
Are you a wrestling
No,
fan?
I'm just curious what the question
They're
is.
just saying LA Knight was robbed.
Well,
At the
that's,
wrestling.
that's obviously what
That's
happened
the guy.
over the weekend.
Yeah. You know
Yeah.
that guy? Yeah, he was
Did
robbed
you-
apparently. Anyway, I don't know much about it. Liverpool
Did
to win.
you see are you an NRL fan at all?
Yeah, Broncos fan.
Okay, nice. Luciano Leilua did a WWE celebration when he scored a try over the weekend, and I
Right.
think it might have been that guy.
Oh, maybe.
I'm paraphrasing everything because I
Okay.
really don't know about wrestling.
Yeah, I do know that NRL. I don't know much about the NRL, but I do know that two teams got absolutely fucking smacked. On the
Yeah,
weekend,
two
right?
teams got smacked.
Was it 66-0 and 74-0?
Tigers got smacked 74-0.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And,
And Bulldogs
got
66-0.
66-0.
Tough day for the West. Tigers and Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Tough day. Wow, you're a Broncos fan.
Yeah.
Are they doing any good?
Yeah, they're doing
They're
pretty
doing
well. Yeah.
Shows how much I know. I try. I'm in and out. When
They'll-
Roosters
they'll
are winning,
make finals for
I'll put
sure.
my Roosters polo shirt on. When they're losing, I got no idea about
Well,
the
so
league.
you did obviously.
They lose again.
You guys bottled it last night as well.
They lost again.
Lost to Manly.
Manly
Yeah.
up in Brookie. Tough
Yeah.
place to go. How'd South go?
We won.
Yeah, against who?
Warriors.
Oh,
Very
fuck, that
good.
doesn't count.
Yes, it does.
Fucking
Bro,
Warriors.
Warriors are contenders for top 4 at the moment.
Steve Price still playing?
Is he okay? Is he okay?
Was he in the Warriors back in the day? He was Steve Price. I
This
remember.
is
I know my footy.
this is the Sean Johnson era.
Okay, I don't know him. I don't know.
Anyway, we're
Yeah,
skipping over the
yeah,
NRL
that's
chat.
great. No,
I
there-
tried for
There,
the
there
fans
isn't
out
much.
there.
You know, a lot of people were writing in, and actually, Kid Kudo wrote in, since there's no football to review, let's talk about Money in the Bank wrestling. And that's the thing. There isn't that much football going
No.
on, but it's about to go absolutely mental. So before we
Yes.
leave our fans from you, the Women's World Cup, why should people get down to these games? How much does it mean for our country to have this?
I think it's obvious.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's the most exciting time in women's football that has ever
Just
happened.
women's sport in general, eh?
Yeah, women's sport in general.
Yeah.
I think it's like we have a very good fucking opportunity here,
Yeah.
and like to showcase. And it's like, you know, like there's videos like, you know, you see like all these little girls like turning up, like, and they're like, oh, that's me. That looks like that person looks like me, and I could do that.
Yeah.
And so they go back and they bring it back to their football, the game, and
Yeah.
the jerseys and stuff. Like I was lucky enough to go to the Matildas Spain game, and it's community too, and it's
Yeah.
like people see themselves in their favorite player,
Yeah.
and they like, you know, whatever it is, they research about them and they look up their interviews, and that's how I was when I was, you know, I would watch football interviews
Yeah.
about my favorite players, or
right.
you know, but you can see that person
Yeah.
in yourself a little bit.
That's right.
It's
Yeah.
the idea that you can't be what you can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's so much opportunity now
Yeah.
for young men and women who see these because Sam Kerr is not just a role model for young girls; she's a role model in general.
Yeah.
And it's really sweet when you hear stories of like young boys who consider Sam Kerr
Yeah.
their favorite player. And
100%.
growing up, you know, we discuss our age,
Yeah.
right? Like when I was 8 or 9, there were no female footballers
No.
to look up to,
No.
really.
Yeah.
And you go to
So-
America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go to America now, you can kind of go
It's
anywhere.
huge.
And,
It's a part of everything.
It's
It's there's a full. It's a movement. It's
Mm-hmm.
amazing.
And where can people see Young Franco popping up in the next month or two?
Got Splendor coming
Splendor,
up.
yeah.
Got a new song coming out in the middle of July.
Sick.
Ooh.
And got some shows in America. Listen Out is September.
Yeah.
That's
That's a good lineup too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Awesome
yeah,
lineup.
very,
Yeah.
very. They
Yeah.
always have amazing lineups.
Yeah, yeah.
So
How
couple
cool.
of really exciting international artists coming to Australia the
Yeah.
next couple of months. Little Sims, I'm very excited
Yeah.
to see her play.
Yeah.
There's heaps of stuff.
It's been awesome. And
Thank you
Kat
so
had
much.
that as well. I want to quickly plug that you're going to
Yeah.
be everywhere with Optus
Yeah.
Sport.
I'm covering socials,
Yeah.
TikTok, Instagram, doing a little bit of stuff for broadcast as well for Optus Sport,
Sick.
and I'm following the Matildas journey. So I'll be at
Amazing.
all of their home games, all of their games in general, and then kind of giving you a bit of that BTS of life in camp.
Yeah, it's a tough gig, huh? We got a
Yeah.
tough gig over here. We get
It's
to
a
enjoy
tough
the whole
gig,
World
yeah.
Cup. Absolutely love that. I'll be hosting a morning show every single day of the World Cup and rest days. So make sure you don't miss that one as well. That's on Optus Sport too, guys. Thanks so much for joining us here on the pod. I know it's been too long, but it won't be that long till we're back. Make sure you're following Born Offside on everything. Subscribe to us on Spotify. Flick us a 5-star rating. And make sure you're listening to Young Franco on Spotify,
Yes.
because I had a look and you're just shy of 1 million monthly listeners. That's crazy.
That's
We'll get
wild.
it there.
Let's make that happen. All right, guys. See you next time.
Bye, guys.